we've got ourselves the premium L1 and D1 upgrades. Ligon and D1 Arcan... I don't even know what it is, actually. Archemy? Archemy? I don't know. But we've got them, and it's going to be the same as always. It's going to be 11 rares to get it done. I would suggest definitely getting all of your League Gun players completely out of your club before you start opening these, because most definitely they're going to give you a lot of the same back. It's just going to be constant, and it will give you commons as well, so make sure that you are trying to get rid of everything before really opening them, because there's nothing more annoying than every single pack coming back for a duplicate. Normally every like 1 or 2 you should get it. If everything's gone, that is kind of the kind of basis that you want to go off. So once you've done that, we've actually built a couple up, nothing too crazy, like 5 of them I think, to be able to get it done. So let's have a look and see what the first one will give me. I've not opened one just yet. As you see, 7 commons, 4 rares. Let's see if we get a blue. Not in the first one, but hopefully... To be honest, I don't even know how much fodder is actually in between the 2 leagues. We get an 84 and an 83. It's going to be perfect for obviously doing the Team of the Week pick, the 83 times 10, and you want to be putting the commons into a variety of things. I would suggest potentially going into the 80 player pick, and I know that does mean you've given up a rare, but I think it would be worth it in the long run, because now if we go with this, we got another duplicate. I'll wait till we get a couple of duplicates at the minimum, but we're starting to build all of the commons back up. They're going to be perfect to be able to go back into the 80 plus. Then the 80 plus gives you more rares. You could obviously go ahead and put them back into a premium upgrade. Now, it's definitely not in the greatest world, because obviously you will end up with a lot less rares than you do in normally. So eventually you're going to either have to go and do an exchange pack, you're going to either have to get some rares in any way, shape or form. I was kind of hoping we might have been able to pull one, to be honest, because there is a lot of low rated fodder here. I was really hoping for at least 1 out of the 5, to be honest, but it's not looking likely. Are you looking for coins to improve your team? Then you need to head over to lootbar.gg, the most reliable and the best coin service you can find. Also, they have incredible 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using JT11 to get 8% off coupon. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours. Absolutely guaranteed. Also, with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. Oh, no, we do. We speak it into existence. It's French. It's right mid. It's Mateo. Is it a double? Nah, that's too much to ask. But a 92 nonetheless, so I'll always take that. We take the 92. I don't know if she's duplicate. She definitely isn't, which is perfect. We also get Lacazette. So that's kind of the be all and end all. That's what everybody's going to be getting. But if now, kind of, we've done the 5, we've got a lot of fodder back. Say, in my head, I've done all them 80 plus picks with all the duplicates as well. You don't want to really be discarding everybody, because it's not going to help your cause if you're running low on fodder anyway. So then you want to make sure that you've got your 80 player pick already set up. So then you can go ahead and you can put League Gun players back in. It's not a problem either or. It's why I would start with League Gun players, just because then you can go ahead and put them back in. Like I say, you only need 1 rare and the rest is just the players. So you can get it done pretty quickly. Also, you can open it if you miss a duplicate. It's the one thing I do like, and it gives you another shot at fodder, at Team of the Seasons, and potentially at that lovely 97 Messi. So that, for me, is kind of like the way I'd go. The most efficient way whenever doing the duplicates for more rares back is going to be the gold upgrade. That is always going to be a standard. 11 players, doesn't have to be rare, and you'll get 2 back. That's it. That's a pretty self-explanatory thing, to be honest. The only thing with that is it's not a guaranteed rating, and you can't, if you get a duplicate, you can't stop and open anymore. It's why I like the player picks. I get to choose the players, and if there is one that's not a duplicate and they're 83, 4, and 82, I'd probably stick with the 82 depending on where my club's at. If I don't want to do it, then at least I don't have to. So where do you go from there? Because it's all great just doing these upgrades and constantly getting the 82s, the 92 Team of the Seasons. They've got a multiple ways of where they could go. Obviously with the 83 times 10, that's going to be one that you want to complete, but it does require either Team of the Season or a Team of the Week. Now, because Team of the Seasons are 88 and above, I would probably say try and stick away from them, because you don't want to be putting an 88 in or an 89 or a 90 and have an 83 rated team to do, it's just an overkill. So what I would... Okay. What I would try and do is at least go with the 83 player pick, team of the week pick, because at least then you are kind of getting the bang for your buck there. You may get a decent team of the week and you might not want to put it in. You could use that for an R9 SBC, you could use it for another player SBC, but you only need 185 and an 83, an 84 twice, and an 82 rated team. They are very easy to finish. The only thing with them is they are just time consuming, that's it. Now, in terms of the difference in price, the one thing I always look at when it comes to this SBC specifically is what price are we coming in at? Because when we do look at Footbin, if it wants to load, there we go. So, yeah, we go to the 83 team of the week pick. We've obviously got the 81, that is tradable, well worth doing. You look at the team of the week pick and think, okay, so it's 15.8k. What's the cheapest team of the week? So then we go back onto the console, because if the cheapest team of the week is like 17,000, potentially it might be worth buying them if you cannot be bothered to do it. So let's go into the transfer market. I want to say the cheapest was around about 20,000. So yeah, 19, and you're not going to be able to get him. So you're looking at what? Okay, no, maybe even a little bit more. So yeah, you're looking at about 22 and a half. 23 practically, because you might be able to get 22,750 to be fair with 57 minutes. Oh, okay, hello. What are you doing there? Scared me a little. But in terms of that, so you can get them for 23. So say I go and do 3 of them. You could go and spend your coins going to get that the team of the week pick and be able to finish it twice over the 3 times for 2 players practically. It will cross over at one point, so you're basically saving yourself 7,000-8,000 if you was to go and do it with coins. So that for me is definitely why I would much rather go and do that instead. It is better, and you can get a good rating, at least with these. Like, a lot of them are 83 rated. You might be able to find, like we saw with a Fred there, at an 86. Some of them you might get an 85, but there's a chance that you get an 88 or an 89. So that for me would be more worth it. Then you can obviously go ahead and finish off them 83 times 10. And I don't know how I've even got to this, but once you've done that, we've done all the 83 times 10s. Then with the players, like the team of the season, it depends on what you want to do. If you're not fussed about any players or any icons, say you're not too fussed about any of these, then I would just go ahead and put everything in the exchange and just keep it going round. If you're looking for the Mbappe, the Messi, the all of the top end ones, then that's the best thing to do. Like, we've got Messi, we've got Vardy, we've got Busquets, Neves, Podolski's looking pretty cracked in himself as well. There's not necessarily a crazy amount from the player picks in terms of off leagues, but then when you look at the actual premium upgrade, there's a lot of players that you probably would want to get. I really want to get Chawinga to give her a go. 2.8 mil looks nuts. But then you want your Mbappe's, you want your, obviously, Jonathan David's still very good, Dembele, Marquinhos is not a bad card. So they're going to be your ones that you're trying to get. So that's if you're not too fussed about the player. Like, obviously, I'm going to be finishing R9, so I will be putting pretty much anything duplicate into this. So my fodder will pretty much go into this. Anything extra, say I'm trying to do a 92 rated SBC, I don't have enough, then it can easily go into the exchange to keep things going round. Because even then, when we look at what the prices are for players, so for instance, if you go into Footbin as well, you go SBC, you got cheapest by player rating, we're looking at 89 at the minimum, so 16 and a half, so say 17,000 for an 89. We'll just double check that nobody else is cheaper. By the looks of it, that's going to be the cheapest. So for 17,000, it's under what you can get for 51 cards. And not only that, when we look at what you can actually get, so for instance, if I was to have an 89, I hope, we've got an Allison. We'll go with Casemiro seems to be the lowest, so we'll go with him. So 51 players. You got to think, if you're buying them at, say, 400 each, that's going to be that you're not going to run out. You don't have to keep going backwards and forwards. That's the kind of minimum that we're going to buy them at. I think it comes out to about 22,000 coins, but that's like 76 and 75 rated. You might throw a 78 in there. With this, we've managed to get an 87 at the minimum, or 87 at the minimum, Mead. So already we've got another player that can go back in. Technically, the value of her would be about 5,500. So we've already got then a couple of rares that can go back into the premium, the commons that can go back into the player picks, and then obviously the 87, because she's duplicate, we'll just double check she's not tradable. So then again, she can go back into the exchange. So say I'm not doing any SBCs, she can just go into the exchange, give us an extra 19 players. You physically cannot get better than that just buying the cards. And it's going to be the best way 100%. Like, there's just no two ways about it. Obviously, anything tradable, it's not like you've earned it from the pack. It's just the fact that they are tradable in your club and you've just not bothered to get rid of them. Tradable, always get rid of. Don't bother putting them into the SBCs. You want to get as much value back. So we've got two. Obviously, you try and sell them if possible, if you could be bothered, to be honest. But definitely try and sell them and get that extra 50 to 100 coins. It's gonna pay off in the long run. Then we look at all the duplicates. So 84s and 83s, I'd put them into the team of the week pick or into the 83 times 10 if you've already got the team of the weeks. And say you've got a team of the season that's duplicate and you really cannot be bothered, then you can go ahead. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I'm not gonna tell on anybody, but in terms of grinding it, it's the less efficient way, if you know what I mean. But we've all been there. There's been 91s that I've discarded because I cannot be bothered to go back into an SBC. But then I'd take all of this fodder, go back through the player picks, go back through the premiums. If I'm looking for a specific player to complete, fodder would be aimed completely at that. If you've got the 17k for the 89, you just throw that back in. We then get another 19 pack from whatever we get back, and it's just a constant cycle. It's an easy grind. It's probably the best grind we've had, but at the worst FIFA we've had. So it is a catch-22. We can't have it all, apparently. But in terms of what you can actually do, if you just want to chill with a grind, it's going to be the best thing. And with the player picks, if you cannot be bothered to kind of grind all of them at once and you want to open them as you go along, you can do that again. It's not necessarily tied down to having to kind of do them all and then open them. With player picks, you can obviously go ahead and open them whilst you've still got duplicates. It's probably the best bit about it. So if you find another duplicate that you've got, so for instance, say all of these were, we can go ahead and just put them into the pile and just keep going round. That is kind of the best way that you can grind this game. It's a very simple one. Just extra things that you can get golds from. Daily gold, bronze and silver. Always going to preach it. You've got to get them done, as it just is so easy to get extra cards. Use companion app or web app. Just load the teams up. You can do it. How many? 4 times is it, or 6? 4 times still. I thought it was 6. But it's just bronze and silver. Just squad builder squad. You could do it obviously on the console as well, but it is quicker on the companion app if you know what you're doing. Daily silver and bronze to just replenish the silvers a little bit. That gives you 44 golds. They can go back into the player picks, and Bob's your uncle. It's very, very easy. You get some extra rares. They go into the D1, L1. Then they go into the 83 times 10 players, upgrades, whatever you need. That is going to be the best thing. And don't ever touch these 78 times L1 and D1. That is atrocious of an SBC. Whereas at least with a premium, you've got a good chance of it. It's a grindable method. Plus you've got the 80 player pick, which I can imagine tomorrow goes to the 81. And to be honest, I've kind of preferred the 80 pick, to be fair. The 81 gave me nothing. So, unfortunately, we're going to lose it tomorrow, and it more than likely goes back to the 81. So, that is going to be the grind. It's very, very simple. Just go straight for everything. The exchange is going to be your friend. Don't be scared to put something in it. It's very simple to do, and you've just got to keep going around, and hopefully you get lucky. But apart from that, hopefully you do get something. If you do, leave it down in the comment section. Did you get a nice red? Have you got a top-end team of the season yet? Let me know the best one, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.